Welcome back to Gaijin Hideout. I'm Jeff. I am a streamer who is, I guess, no longer new to Monster Hunter. We're wrapping up my final stream of my first Monster Hunter game today, later on. But I'm a Monster Hunter streamer, and we are here to catch up on all of the news related to Monster Hunter Wilds that came out this past week. We're recording this on Saturday. It's going out Monday. I'm calling it Monster Hunter Mondays. Just a nice little mashup of different videos that came out during the week that I didn't get to, maybe you didn't get to. So we've got three here. We've got the how the Monster Hunter Wilds team selects its monsters from IGN first. Monster Hunter Wilds developers talk weapon changes, and then we have the there was some live gameplay. I believe this was from what convention was this? It's in Taipei, Taiwan. It's not. It's some. There was new footage from Taipei Game Show. Thank you, Wombo. The Taipei Game Show showed new footage of the Gypceros. So I'm gonna just check that out because I've never seen that. I've only played World. But yeah. Let me know if you like this format where we have multiple videos together and we could just do it every Monday, call it Monster Hunter Mondays. Otherwise, I'm just doing this one time to catch up. But if you want to see me play Monster Hunter live or be in these reactions where we just react to stuff, you can go to twitch.tv/Gaijin Hideout and join the chat there as well. Drop me a follow. I'd appreciate it. But yeah, let's get into this first one. How the Monster Hunter Wilds team selects its monsters. I'm going to read out the subtitles this time. As far as bringing Gravios back goes, we wanted to make the most of its tough outer shell. I can see that. We also wanted it to be a monster you can encounter after having seen much of the game. Oh, okay. So once we had those basic elements, we wanted it to start off as a tough monster that's hard to hunt, but gets easier to approach once you master elements like wounds and part breaking, a heavy tank of sorts. That was my original concept for it in this game. That looks exactly like what it is. It's something that wouldn't be possible without a place for it in a game like this with its wound system. So they're taking an old monster and they're bringing it back with but they're using it to promote the wound system. That's kind of interesting. Or to like make you get used to the wound system. We were guided by that concept as we made adjustments to it. For this game, we worked carefully on making it feel like the monster is really there and interacting with the terrain through improvements to details or textures, as well as the way its fireballs or the heat lasers it fires hit the ground. Yeah, this one is really well integrated into the environment. We saw that in the last video. In the past, we could only approximately specify the toughness of different parts of a monster's body. So if you had to pinpoint a soft spot with a lance to do damage, or if you had a greatsword with its own large hitbox, your attack may have been deflected. Yeah, it's causing you to be repelled. In this game, Gravios' tough wings deflect attacks, but if you get in and aim for something like its backside, you'll find you deal relatively more damage even if it's tough. So are they saying, I guess they're tightening up the hitboxes. We're able to more finely define both weapon and monster body parts, which is one element at play. That's cool. That's good to hear. Gravios beam. It's also easier to aim now thanks to focus mode. I can't wait to be doing focus mode in the beta, man. That's going to be great. Gravios is making a reappearance. Does that mean Bizarrios will too? Well, no. Well, okay, F me, I guess. I don't know. I don't even know what that is. I've only played World, so his son. Okay. I guess there's no point in trying to bait people. Sorry, Bizarrios will be taking this one off. All right. That's okay. We don't need any. I'm not a fan of the copycat monsters. I mean, I know they're not copycats, but you can like just have two different versions in different games. I'm fine with that. I kind of rolled my eyes a little bit when I saw Uragon after fighting Radovan in world.
の選定
As far as our
理由とかは
reasoning for
まあ
bringing back a monster
どう
goes,
ですかね。まあレウスとかはやっぱり
a monster like
本当に
Rathalos is like the
看板の
poster
モンスタ
monster
ー
for
な
the
ので
series.
やっぱり作ってる側もそうだし
This
そ
goes for
の
both the developers
遊ん
and
で
the
いた側
players.
の方々もまあレウスが出たらやっぱ
But
モン
when
スターハンタ
Rathalos
ー
appears,
ら
it makes
し
you
い
feel
いいよねとは
like,
思ってもらえ
yep,
ると思うの
this is
で、まあ
Monster
そこ
Hunter.
は
That
結
is
構
very
大事
true.
に考えてはいますが、まあそれ以
So
外
we give a
は
lot of
結
thought.
構
Whoops.
まあそ
Got
こは
out ahead
結
of
構
me.
大
So
事
we
に
give a lot of thought on when to use
考えてはいま
Rathalos.
すが、まあそれ以外は
As
結
for other
構
monsters,
リ
it's
メ
in
イク
part about the
する
time between appearances.
幅というか、ユーザーの方にもこう戦
We
闘を
want them
持
to
って
feel
楽し
fun
んで
and
もらい
fresh
た
to
い
players.
で、まあどのあたりにこ
We
のモン
think
スターは
about
今
how a
の技
monster
術
pairs
と
with current technology. That's
まあ
good.
今のゲーム
And the
デザイ
current
ンと合
title's
わせていった
design.
時にこうどうこのモンスタ
And
ー
how we
が
can rebirth that
生まれ
monster when
変
it's
わ
paired
る
with
こと
those.
ができるんだろうかっていうその伸びしろというか、まあそういっ
That
た
kind
も
of
のを
potential is something we value quite a
大
bit
事
when
にしな
choosing.
がら選定しているとこはありますかね。
割合とか数
We
で
don't
は
think
あ
about
ま
the
り
number
考
of
えては
monsters
な
or
くて、
proportion
ゲー
of
ム全
old
体
versus
まず
new ones that much.
ゲームの
Well, that's
レベル
cool.
デザイン
I mean,
上
we've
の
already established that, like, that's a good frame to pause on. We've already established in these other developer interviews that they just kind of view it as the same game. They keep making just newer versions of the same game that they've envisioned from the start. So I guess in their heads, they don't really care that much about, oh, it's like a new monster or whatever. It's there's so many old monsters that weren't even in the latest games. Like they've just got their backlog that their repertoire of their zoo of monsters to pull from. What's important is that the overall level design and order of the monsters
登場
across the
順
entire
のモンス
game
ターのこう序列ってものと、あとその
looks
各
good,
フィー
I'm
ルドごとの
guessing.
生態
Or
系
looks
の生
cohesive.
態ピラミッド
As well as
の
the balance of ecological
数の
pyramids
バ
in
ランス
each
序列っていう
area.
のを
We
に
figure
表
out
面からまず
how
考え
many
て
monsters we
でこ
want.
のぐらいの数をやっぱり欲し
Or
い
we figure out how many monsters we
で
want,
これぐらいの強
how
さの
many
や
of
つは
them
これぐ
should
らい
be
欲しい
at a
でこ
certain
の生
strength
態系の
and
中ではこっ
which
ちが一
should
番
be the
強いのを
strongest in that
みたいなことを
ecosystem.
考えていったときに、あとはまあその今回の金属寺みたいな
Another
場所な
factor
のか
is
ワール
if
ドみ
it's
た
a
いな
new
深海
area
なの
like
か
this
みたいな
game's
ところに
Forbidden
も変わ
Lands.
ってくると思うの
Whoa.
で
Oops, hold on. Another factor is if it's a new area like this game's Forbidden Lands or World's New
み
World.
たいな場所なのか、ワールドみたいな新大陸なのかみたいなところにも変わってくると思うので、
We
そういう
take
と
all
ころ
that
を
into
踏まえなが
account
ら
when
こいつは
deciding
新
if we
規に
want a new
対してい
monster
きたい
or if an old
だ
monster
った
would
り
be
このモン
acceptable.
スターは旧モンスターでもいいんじゃないか。でここでバラン
Makes
スを
sense.
取りながら
We
全体
balance all of this while thinking about how many monsters will satisfy players
物々
and
として
how many
満足
we
い
can
く
make.
数、なんか作れる数ってところ
That's
で
about the
こう決
best
まって
way I
決
would
め
have
ていってるよ
expect
うな
hoped for them
形ですね。
to think about it. Yeah, it
あの
makes sense to me.
ババコンガがあれです最初の
Pangalala is this game's first returning
旧モンスタ
monster.
ー
Oh, the
初モンスター
poopy, the
って形になってるんですけ
poopy
どまあ最
monkey.
初にその旧モン
We
スター
did discuss a
誰出す
bit
か
about who the
と
first returning monster should be
どこ
and
で出すか
where
誰出すかみた
they
いな
should
ところは
appear.
多少
Yeah,
いろい
it
ろ相
seems
談
like this was very well
だからね、でも森ディス
that environment, like him being integrated into this
どこで
environment
出
was
すか
very
誰出すかみ
well
たいなところは多少いろいろ相談しながら
and
もで
executed.
も森
Like he fits in very nicely in his little sub-region of that area. But it matched the forest ecosystem, and we hadn't been able to bring it back yet.
って生態系に合ってて、で今までの表現できてなくて、でストーリー上
As far
出す
as
出
it
さない
fitting with the game's
まあそうそう
story,
ちょうどちょっと箸休めじゃないですけど
it seemed right in a lot of ways as a palate cleanser of
はい、
sorts.
展開の時だったら、まあいろんな
Oh,
意味で
because
の
it's a
相性
little
がババコン
goofier.
が
It could also have a
の
funny,
あと
have funny
森が
interactions there in the
の
forest with the
やり取りみ
woodwoods.
たいなところでも、まあ、
はい
コミカルなやり取りもできそうだし、いろんな意味でこう、小休止的なとか形にも
Seemed like it'd make for a little breather in a variety of ways, and so we made the decision.
必
Oh,
要以
okay.
上にキャラ立ってるわけでもないけど
It seemed
なんか
just
ちゃんと
right
個
because
性
of the
があ
way
る
that
って
it's
いうよう
unique
な
but
感じ
doesn't
が
stand out too much as
ちょ
a
うどいいんじゃない
character.
かなっていうのもあってまあ森の中での
We also
描き方
thought
も
we
結
could
構
make it really
表
expressive
現
there in the forest.
表情が豊かな表現ができるんじゃないかなっていうのでまあババコンが良さそうだ
That's why Kongalala seemed right to us, and we
Yeah.
added it.
入れてみまし
All
た
right.
入れてみたら意外と
Normal isn't the right
ババコンガ
word
って
for this.
普
Well,
通
yeah.
の普通のアクションって言ったらあれですけど
But once
い
we
わゆる
added Kongalala in,
体術系
we
のアク
realized
ショ
that
ン
its
とあと
physical
体
actions
系
and
って
shape
意外と
were
プレーなところがあって
surprisingly plain in some
今まで
ways.
のアバラバリの
So, compared to the leaping Lala Barino or the
特
long Chemitress,
徴がある中で
it's easier to hit and was just right in terms of level design too.
まあ
That is true. There's a lot of freaks in
ゲー
that
ムのレベル
forest.
デザイン的にも結構ハマったハマ
It's
っ
easier.
て
It's
それま
easier
で
to
に学ん
hit,
だこと
and
とか
oh,
そこ
it
まで
seems
作った
perfectly
時
placed for you to
装備
enjoy
をうまく
making full use of what
こ
you've
なせる
learned and the
と楽しく
weapons
狩猟
you've
できるよ
made.
うなモンスター
You guys said this one was was pretty
ちょうど
hard
いい
though,
立
didn't
ち位置
you?
に彼はなったんじゃないかなって気はしてますね。
He seems like he could be a bit of a handful.
の時にポロッと出したじゃないですか。まあ、あの時にす
Yeah,
ごい
Othuna be like, you guys are freaks, not me. Uthuna, yeah. The reaction ended up being even bigger than we
思っ
imagined.
た以上にバズったんでもう彼の
We were saying that must have been the greatest moment of Kangalawa's life.
はい、本賀人生ピークだと
Good for Kanga.
よかったな、本賀っつって言ってました。
It's a very lively cutscene, yeah.
まあ、人気
Ian
があるというか
Kaku is known by just
なん
about
か
every
モンス
Monster
ター
Hunter
ハンター
fan.
好きな
Well,
人は
not me, I
大体
guess.
こうね、キャラクターとしては知って
Kanga's Middish, she's nothing really special. Kangalawa is never that hard, just funny. Okay, cool.
れてて、ま
Ian
あ、大体
Kaku,
こう
we're well aware that they call it
先生とか
sensei.
言ってくれてるっていうのは
Oh, there you go, guys. They know you call it sensei.
認識してて、まあ、僕た
As
ちも
developers, we designed it as the
作ってる側と
first
しては
large
そう
flying
最初
wyvern
に
players,
そのレア大型の
first
ヒデオ
large flying wyvern that players
で
faced.
まあ、位置づけてデザインしてたので、まあ、その大型の飛竜を
It was a monster that
討伐
teaches
す
you
る
the
ため
basics
のこう
when
いろ
facing
はを教え
large
てくれ
flying
るモン
wyverns.
スターではあったので、まあ、そういう
Okay.
立ち位置
And we
になる
expected
の
it to
は
occupy
な
that
るんだろう
position.
なと思って
Okay.
たんですけど、
Business as usual sounds like.
新しいフィールドの
But then we try to make a game, but when we try to make a game with new areas, we always need a teacher of sorts for that area.
まあ、毎回こう準備されるんで、その先生役としてヤン
It's
クを
always been difficult to have
出す
Ian
っていう
Kaku
の
return
が
again as that kind
まあ
of
毎回やっぱ
sensei.
難しいなと思ってて、かといってすごく強く
But
し
we
て
don't want to make
出した
it
いわけ
super
でもない
strong
し、
either.
そうなってくると、
So it was hard to
先生
find the
役
right
として
timing to
どう
include
出そ
Ian
うかって
Kaku
いう
in its role of
のと
sensei.
なかなかいいタイミングがなかったっていうのと、
I guess we've had a lot of
最
areas
初に
where
こう
that one
モン
wouldn't
スター選出す
fit.
る時にもな
I always
なん
talk
か
to
結構
people when
相談し
selecting
てて
monsters.
なんか出せ
It seems
て
it'd be a
も
fine
いい
time to
タイ
add
ミン
it,
グがあ
but
りそう
there
だけど
just
なか
isn't
な
the right
かはまら
place.
んなみたいなね感じにはいつもなってたんで
It would
今回
always go like
機会
that, but this was a
な
good opportunity.
そう
Yeah,
で
the
すね
forest they
昔の
designed this time is really
設定面
dynamic.
でやれなかった
Sorry for the
まあ
spoiler, but Yankaku
まあ
packs
モ
did
デルと
exist in the
かまあちょっ
game
とネタバレ
setting.
になるんですけど、そういろいろ設定自
We
体は
just
あった
didn't
ん
have
です
the
けど
opportunity to put that
そ
into
れを
the
ゲー
game
ムの
itself.
中で生かす機会
Oh,
にはな
bummer.
かったんですけど、まあ今回の
Seemed to be a good
モ
match
デ
for this
ルが出せ
game's
るっていう
packs of
と
monsters.
相性がいいかなっていうところと、あとゲームの序列としても
And we
ちょう
found
ど
the
いい
perfect
形
moment in
で
the game's
ヤンクが
progression
出せ
for
る
it
タイミン
to
グっていうのを
appear.
見つけることができたので、まあそこも含めて楽しんでいただける
I hope that players will enjoy facing it for all those
実
reasons.
装してますね。
Okay, so no
自分
packs.
がすごく
I
成
don't think
長
I
して
need
る
that running around in packs, to be honest. It looks nice in the cutscene, but the cut fu gank fight.
っていうのが実感しやすい
I'll be completely new to this that monster. So some monsters are positioned to make you feel how much you've
モンスター
grown,
って結構置くの
but
が
they're hard to
難しい
place, and you
そんな
can't
に
have
長
that
く
many
い
of
けない
them.
んですよね。まあそういう
That's
立ち
them
位置
throwing you a
である
bone.
っていうのもキャラ
Ian
クター
Kaku
の
is called
一つ
Sensei in
と
part
し
because it's a
て
character in
ま
that
あ
sort of
先
position.
生っていう愛称で呼ばれてるっていうのもあるので、まあそこはなんかキャラクターとして
We
も
weren't
あんま
going to ignore that aspect of it as a character. You guys didn't see the footage, the multi-cut coup gank? No, I didn't. But didn't he just say that they're not going to have it? Did I read that wrong? But Ian Kutku packs did exist in the game settings. We just didn't have the opportunity to put that into the game itself. He said they couldn't in the earlier games. Oh, Wilds can. They're trying to say I misread. I misinterpreted what he said, I guess. So there will be packs of them in Wilds. Excuse me. There will be packs of them in Wilds. He hasn't been able to do that in other games, I guess.
あまりこう無駄、それをこう
It sounds like it will be a pack fight.
と思
All
っ
right.
て
We weren't going to ignore
じゃ
that
あ先
aspect
生
of
と
it
いう
as a
立ち位置
character.
を守りながらどう
No, Wombo, I didn't see that. I didn't see that gameplay at all.
遊ばせるのがいいんだ
So the question became how to include him while
特別な
also having him as
ところで
sensei. We
出
found a
せる
special
タイミン
sort
グ
of
がありそう
moment
だっていうことで
in
まあ
this game for
同
that,
じようなその先生
where it could be a teacher
立
just
ち
as the next
次の
twist comes, and so we
展開
selected it.
作る時のちょっと立ち位置としてはできそうだなっていうので
Okay.
今回選出してくれた感じかな。
まあまあゲームヤンクックって
People see Young Cut
今では
through
ちょっと
rose-colored glasses a bit
変化されてますけど
now.
当時はすっごい強かったと
But
思
in
うんです
previous
よ
games, it was
やっ
incredibly
ぱその
strong at
ゲー
first,
ムの
showing
レ
up
ベル
just as the
カー
difficulty
ブが
curve
すごく
spikes
急にグン
upward.
って上がる瞬間にもなっちゃってるところ
It
があって
seems toxic, and I
昨今
love
の
it.
ワールドとかワイルドとかもそうですけど
So
ま
for a
まだまだ
recent
初めて
game
遊ぶ
with
方
lots
っ
of
ていう
new
のはたくさん
players like
ある
World or
タイトルの中
Wilds,
で先生役として
it
ヤン
seemed
ク
a
ック
little
の
too
ふさわ
strong
し
to
いその
include
まま
as
出してくるの
is
が
if
ふさ
it
わ
was
しいの
going
か
to
で
be a
ちょっと
teacher.
強いよなっていうもっと
It
分
was
解
better
して
to
あげ
split
た方が
everything up.
いいよなっていうところもありますしまた今回はタイトルのコンセ セプト
This
と
game's
しても、
concept is also
新
about
属地
entering the
新
new
しい場所に
forbidden
入っ
lands
て
and
いきながら
encountering a new
新しい生態系に
ecosystem.
触れていきながらっていうゲーム体験にしたい
We
っていう
wanted
のが
players to
あり
feel
ま
this
した
new
ので、その中で、
environment
急
with
にまた
its
ヤンクック
new
が先生役として出て
monsters.
くるっていうのもちょっと
So
入
having
ってきたばっかのところでは
Yankauku
や
reappear
は
out
り
of
新しいモンスタ
nowhere
ー、新
there
しい生態
didn't
系
seem
を観
right.
察したいなっていうところもありましたんで、今回の先生
You
役
have
として
teachers
は
in this
点
game
で
like
点ので
Chatacabra
攻
with
撃
its
してくる
focused
戦うだったり、
attacks.
こう範囲で攻撃してるケマトリスだったりだとか、
Chemitress with
で
its
そこを
area
越
of
えたところ
effect
に
attacks.
ちょっとカメラ操作とか
And
も駆使しなきゃいけ
Lala
ない
Barino, which
ラバラバに
requires
なる
camera
ちょっと
movement to
敵
deal
を
with its
角度
tricky
取りしてくるや
angles.
つがいたりだとか、そういうこう序盤のモンス
In
ターた
terms
ち
of the
全体
learning
でこう
curve,
学ぶものをこうラーニングカーブをし
we
っか
thought
り
it
こう
was better
構築
to
してあ
have
げ
the
る
early
構
monsters
成に
as
し
a
てあげ
whole
た方
teach
が、
you
昨
what you
今のそ
need,
の
especially
ユーザー
considering
さ
the
んの
behaviors of
動
newer
向とかを踏まえ
players.
ていってもより望ましい
I
だろ
did
う
feel like I was able
と
to
いうこと
pick
で、
up really quickly on Chatacabra and what it was
こ
doing.
こは単純に先生役ではなくてちょっと
So
別の形の
Yankauku's
ポジ
position
ションっていう
isn't
のを
just as
用
a
意
simple
した形にはな
sensei.
ります。
Okay. They got a little deep with it. I don't think I don't have enough context personally because since I've never fought Yankauku, but seems interesting. I appreciate them not overly spoiling me on that.
めち
So
ゃくちゃ言いづらい。
what was this question? What is Rathalos' place in
め
Wilds?
ちゃくちゃ言いづらい。
This is so awkward to answer.
で
Okay.
もそのなんて
Well, how do I put it?
まあでも印象的にはしたいなと
I want its impression to be
おり
yes.
ます。ただ普通に出しても
Okay.
そうはならないだろ
But
う
we
と
thought we
思ってい
couldn't
るの
accomplish
で
that by putting it in like normal.
お楽しみに
So we hope you look
ところ
forward
です
to
か
it.
ね
Yeah, they don't want to.
ですかね。
They don't want to get
一
too
つ
into it.
ワー
I
ルドの
guess
時は
There
ま
were
だ
still a lot of players
世
around
界
the
に
world
対して
who didn't know about
ユーザ
Monster
ー
Hunter when we
モ
made
ンスターハンター
World.
知らない方ってもすごく多かったので、なので、まあ、最初のフィールド
So we had
である
Rathalos appear as the
古代
apex
人の
monster of the
生態
first
系の
area
頂
of
点
the
としても
the
レオレ
ancient
ス登場さ
forest.
せていて、要は生態系の中にも
It was
結構
very
大
much
き
a
く
part
踏
of
み込
that
んだ形で
ecosystem. Yeah, it was
し
pretty
かも
early.
最初の生態系
The first
最初のフィールド
ecosystem
の
and
中
area
中
at
でも
that.
遊べるような存在としてレウスを描きましたけ
Oh,
ど、
they're
今
not
回
going
は
to do
ある
that this
種
time, I guess.
こうワールドで知ってくだ
And
さ
now
った
that so
方も
many
すごく
people
たく
know
さんい
about
らっしゃ
Monster
る
Hunter
状
through
態
World,
を経て、じゃあ今回のレウスって
thought about how
だ
to
からこ
place
そこういう
Rathalos in a
立ち位置
position
だ
that
った
they
ら
find
ちょっと
interesting.
こ
Yeah, I don't know if he
楽しみ
fits in
になる
the
みたいなことを考えながら
the
入
wild
れてい
the
った形になりますね。
wilderness area. Yeah, that was a little mysterious. I guess he's in here technically, according to the trailer. I guess he's in here. Well, that was a little they left a lot to the imagination with that last one. So, that was cool. I kind of they basically their logic is about what I expected based on past interviews and the game being good, you know, the games that I've played the game that I've played being good. They didn't really share too much. It was interesting to hear about Yankauku, but you know, as someone who hasn't fought him yet, I'm kind of curious to see how that's going to go. Like these like really old monsters coming back, and then I think a lot of stuff like Rathalos, they're trying to just kind of keep it quiet until the game comes out, which is probably for the best, to be honest. So yeah. All right, so there's that. That one was okay. I don't think we're getting a lot of information out of these IGN interviews that I think they're asking questions that sometimes that the developers don't want to give a lot of information on. So Wombo's link is good. What is your link? Let me see here. Let me see. Oh! Oh, that's in the trailer. I know what I know what trailer that is. That's Is this not in the Lala Barina trailer? The Look at that. He's getting ambushed. I didn't see that. Damn. It is a pack of them. I don't think so. It was extended for that event. Oh, okay. That's why we're looking at it like this. Look at that. They do just gank you. Oh, that's gonna be some bullshit, I guess. All right. Well, that was pretty good. All right, let's check out this second IGN first. Just a reminder, if you like what you're watching over on YouTube, head over to twitch.tv/Gaijin Hideout. and drop me a follow there, and you can join us live in chat for more content like this, or to watch me play the Monster Hunter games. But this is Monster Hunter Wilds developers talk weapon changes. Now, this I'm kind of interested in. So.
過去シリーズの良かったところっていうのは
We're being careful to maintain the good elements of past titles while adding the positives we want to each weapon type, as well as changes we want to. Whoa! Okay, well, as well as changes we want to make, or that would better fit this game's concept. What is this? What am I looking at on the screen? Is that Charge Blade? Is that a Charge Blade in Savage X? The fuck is that? That's a Charge Blade. It's a hunting horn? I'm an idiot. Okay, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Ray Jiao hunting horn? That's a hunting horn? Japanese Thunder God. Oh, I see. He blows into it, and then the little drums. Look at the little drum kicks kicking. The drum kicks be kicking. That's kind of crazy. That's crazy. How do you get a Charge Blade out of that? I thought this was like the sword connecting to like some kind of shield. I didn't realize these were drums. So, Raijin. Wow.
こういう形に変えてみたいみたいなところって変えた方が今回のコン
The
セプ
hunting
トなん
horn,
じゃないか。
hunting horns are dripped out in this game.
それぞれの武器種
That's the
ごとに
approach we've taken to designing and tuning each weapon type. All right, I'm going to go back and reread that because that totally threw me off guard. So we're being careful to maintain the good
しっか
elements
り踏
of
襲も
past
必要ですけど
titles
今回やらせたい
while adding the positives we want to each weapon
それぞ
type,
れの武器の良さだったりここはちょっ
as
とこうい
well
う
as
形に変えて
changes
み
we
たい
want to
みた
make,
いなところ
or that would
変
be
えた方
better
が今回のコ
would
ンセプ
better
ト
fit
なん
this
じゃない
game's
かみたいなとこ
concept.
ろっていうのはそれぞれの武器種
I
ごと
wonder
に
what concept they had in mind with the weapons this time. I know they've got the new systems and stuff, but that's the approach we've taken to designing and
プラ
tuning
ンニン
each
グして
weapon
いっ
type.
てそこに応じて調整をいろいろかけていくような形にはなります。遠距離系の武器ですね。
As for
ライ
long
トボウガン
distance weapons like light bowguns, heavy bowguns, and
今回ず
bows,
っと遊び続けること
now
が
that
でき
you're
る
able to play
形に
continuously,
なってきていますので、前までのように
that makes it harder to
こう
load
物資
into
を
a
補給
different
してまた
area
行
and
くって
replenish
形
your
が
supplies
ハードル
like
が高いもの
before.
になっていってしまう
Yeah,
っていうの
thank you for fixing these, by the way. Thank you for making thank you for I'm such a fan of like ammo based like classes tying into stamina. I love that
ありましたので、
instead of having to do ammo for everything. So we wanted to design basic damage sources to do damage without having to
基本
expend
的なダメージ
resources.
ソースについてはリソースを払わなくてもダメージが与えられるような設計にしたいと思ってそういう意味では
So for things like normal, pierce, and spread ammo, along with coatings, you only have to manage your gauge as you play. That was like that blew my mind when I first like learned about that concept in Dragon's Dogma 2, because they did that for Dragon's Dogma 2 with the archer. I was like, and for the mage, because mages, it's like mage and sorcerer, like those kinds of classes or vocations in other games, you have to like spend you have to spend MP and then restore the MP, like how we had to do in Metaphor Refantasio. I ran out of MP and then we had to grind it. I hate that. So I love like tying it to stamina in action
遊ぶような
RPGs.
形にしてたまったら無限に打てるような
There's no
形
limit
に
as long as you have enough
軸
gauge.
にしつつもそれでもこう準備して
At the same time, we
こう
wanted players to still be
現地
able to
アルバムとか
prepare ahead of
補充し
time
ながら
or
遊べたり
replenish
そういうものを
supplies while on the
したかった
field.
のでその取れるものからも属性弾とかそういうものを取れるっていう設計
And before we have to gather ammo mats, well, they're gonna make you gather some. So crafting coatings all the time was a pain. Lol, this is much better. Yeah, I bet.
は残しながらバランスを取っていった形ではメカ
Well,
ニクスを
changing some mechanics for the sake of balance
に
for
は
these
なってきてるの
weapons.
かなと思います手触り面で言うと僕は結構主流
In terms of feel, I think the hunting horn changed a lot.
まあ
Yeah, it seemed like it did. I'm still bad at it, but
火玉とか
like its
まあ
echo
まあ
bubbles.
結構いろいろ
we've
追加
created
で
a lot of new
アクション作っ
actions.
たりもしてるし
そうですね、
まあボウガン系
We wanted to be
は
able to
なんかいろ
properly
いろチャージ
depict
できる
bow guns
特殊弾を打つためにこうチャージするとかっていう
as just like
のが
real guns, because that's what they look like
まあ
now.
絵的に
And the way they need
ちゃ
to
ん
be
そういう
charged up to
のを
fire
一緒に
various
したいよねって
shots.
いうのがあってまあ
Oh yeah, I guess you're right. Oh, look at this.
こうパーツをそうつけてなんか
Yeah,
そ
we
れを
put a good amount
表
of work into creating parts that get put onto them as a way of expressing that.
現していこうとかっていうのは今回
Yeah, they're very
作
like
り
there's a lot of attachments on them.
という意味ではいろいろ手を入れたかな ああいうギミックを入れてちゃんと
Those gimmicks are what make the action more convincing. It kind of reminds me of like more realistic versions of like Ratchet and Clank guns. You know, have you ever played Ratchet and Clank? Like the guns, they have a bunch of like different like parts on them. They're supposed to make them look all futuristic. Like this is why this gun can shoot disco balls, because it's got all this stuff on it or whatever. But it's like it's more believable here, obviously. Less cartoony. We put quite a lot of effort into making clear what exactly a player is doing at any given moment. This goes for all weapons. But there are some actions that can be performed while riding a sacred. I do think the weapons look and feel a lot more believable in Wilds. They were kind of believable in Worlds, but in Wilds it's like I feel like more in tune with like the sounds going on with the weapons and like how they look and function and act and stuff. Yeah. So actions that don't involve your weapon are actions you can perform when dismounting from a sacred.
武器のアクションだけではないですけど、セクレトが降りる時の武器を使いながらアクションがあったりだとか、いろんな
Connecting actions in new ways and directions is something we've been working on since World.
いろんな線今まで繋がらなかった線、この方向へは繋がらなかったけど、この方向へも武器をしまいながら動けるようにしようみたいな。
With help from technology, we're switching to creating things like being able to move in a certain direction while stowing a weapon. Oh.
今回
Okay, so those sacred moves are going to become kind of part of my standard gameplay potentially, probably. So sacred backstrike is weak AF as you would expect. Dismounting is dope though. I felt really clumsy doing the dismounting attacks. I'm going to have to like learn to time those, because I think maybe just other games I've played, like I'm trying to think of other games I played where I had a mount and I could just jump off. I guess it was like Elden Ring, but you didn't really jump off and do an attack. You kind of could. And then Breath of the Wild, I guess. I'm used to there being more of like a forward arcing trajectory on the attack. Whereas these, you dismount and it's pretty quick when the attack goes off. So I missed a lot with my dismounting attacks. So no bow dismount attack. Oh, that's sad.
初めて入れたのは
One thing I think we're doing for the first time in this game is designing starting weapons for all 14 weapon types.
全部デザインしたっていうのは多分今回が初めてじゃないかな。
Didn't you do that in World?
初期武器って
It's always been that you start with these truly primitive and simple
持っ
weapons.
てるっていうのが
Oh,
今
you're
までの
talking about like making them start out nice. But in this
それね
game, you
選ばれ
play
た
a chosen
ハンターっていう
hunter.
立場でもあってなんかそのシンプ
It
ルな
didn't
武
feel
器持
right
っ
for
てる
them
の
to
も
have
なん
such
か
simple
ちょっと違和感
weapons.
あるし選
Yeah,
ばれた
I really appreciate this actually. So we thought that a way of showing that you're someone who's been
人たち
chosen
の中の表現になってくるので、
oh, is to
ちゃ
have
んと
like
その
would be the
整形
creation
さ
of
れた
properly
今
designed
回用
weapons
に
like
デザイン
these.
された武器
This is a really nice touch, and you don't even think about it in the other games until you get, or I didn't think about it until I got into Iceborne, but like the weapon and armor design in Iceborne was such a step up that it felt like it completed the game, like visually. Like in World, it was like you had these like really kind of like basic designs to start out with, and then they got a bit doper, a bit cooler. And then like, it was by like set by set. Like some of the sets were cool and some of them weren't, or whatever. But like Iceborne, everything felt like, oh, this is like the final evolution. This was like, it was like in Pokemon, if you had like low rank armor was like the basic Pokemon. And then high rank armor was just the mid tier evolution, but it's like if you've ever played a Pokemon game and then they added a third evolution and you to complete the line in a later gen, and they're like, and you're like, oh, that makes so much more sense. Yes, now we're finished. That's like what happened with Iceborne with all the armor. Rise's weapon design is much better, just plain cooler. Okay, well, I'm really looking forward to starting Rise on Monday, so, or I guess that's today if you're seeing this on YouTube, but yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that. But I'm glad they're bringing it back for Wilds, or they're doing cool designs like this from the jump for Wilds.
武器っていうのが
Really nice
作れ
touch.
たらいいんじゃないかなっていうので、そういう意味では初期武器をデ
In
ザイ
that
ンした
sense,
の
we've
は今回
designed
初
starting
め
weapons
て
for the first
設
time.
定
I
か
see.
らちょっとそういうのもしっかりした方がいいよねっていう
It
のは
seemed like something we should do
今回
given
その
the
初期装
what?
備シリーズ
Given
ホープ
the
シリ
oh
ーズ
whoa. Seemed like we should
Shall
do
we
given the
make
game story
more?
too. I didn't realize we were like the
今回
chosen
そ
one
の
or
初期装
something in the
備
story.
ホープシリ
The
ーズ
starting
どう
Hope
もそうですけ
series of weapons and armor is really
ど
cool.
かっこいいですよね。最後までちょっと
To the
使ってい
point
ても
where you could
違和
even
感がない
imagine
ぐらい
using it until the
デザイ
end.
ンになってるから。
はい
Interesting.
結構体験の集
When we first made the
弱
Great
点
Sword's
が最初に
Focus
作られる時
Strike,
は結構 なんか性能っていうよりも気持ちいい。
We had never made an attack where looking cool mattered more than performance. Oh
な
God.
っていうか、ああいう感じの攻撃って今までなかったので、ああいう
Having a chance to depict something like that thanks to this action
結構なんかいろんなこう攻撃のアイデアを出す
was great for coming up with new
なんか
ideas.
いい
Yeah, I guess whatever system they're using, it felt pretty guaranteed that you were going to hit. That you were going to you were going to land a hit, you know. So I think thank you Donut November for following me. Welcome to the stream. What was I saying? Oh, for what? Yeah, so like in the wilds beta, like it felt like the focus strikes, they were pretty guaranteed to hit. And so I guess whatever system they're using locks it in so that they can just make sure it looks dope. The only one that I think felt like it was tremendously affected by positioning was the Levi attack of the dual blades. There was definitely some, because the loop around that he does before he to like hook onto the monster and swing around, to like, depending on where I was positioned, like that could be like several seconds before it hits. So, but it is just about looking dope, I guess.
アクションの一つだなと思ってましたね。なので、こういう
It felt like we could make that feel good. It felt like if we could make that feel good, we could do more with other weapons too.
できそうだなとか、なんかそういうのはすごく。だから
We
体験から
generally
大体
start with the great sword as it's a weapon that can kind of do everything.
かなりこ
Oh, it depends on if the monster's back is weak. Okay. And like the other thing is like it's not just all about like effects, like flash effects, or what am I saying? Like cool style points. It's not just about style points. Like the focus strikes, I was a little nervous actually when I first saw like focus strikes, because I was like, okay, is this going to be like they're taking a step towards like quick time events, you know, just to look cool, but doesn't really add anything to the game. Maybe even takes away from it. But no, it's like an integral part of the gameplay system. They just also managed to staple like a pretty reliably flashy, cool animation to that move that plays every time you initiate that move. But they have like significantly revamped the gameplay mechanics to like almost revolve around that. At least that's what it felt like with the charge blade. So
うオールマイティーな性能で
Gunlance's focus strike is just a giant drill element.
作られていくの
That's
で、
cool.
でその中で一番その今回売りである集中
I think I
をしよ
remember
うっていう
playing
の
that
で
or
結
doing
構ああい
that.
う表現が入ってくると
So then when we were able to give it that kind of a focus strike, this game's big selling
あ
point,
じゃあ
it made us
他の
feel
向
like
こ
we
うと
can
面
do
白い
something
できそう
even
だ
more
なと
interesting
か
with other
っていうの
weapons.
はあり
Yeah,
ます
I'm
よね
honestly really impressed with how this turned out, because they you know, it never hurts to make, you know, a very mechanics based action RPG like this look more stylish. You can never, you know, it as long as it doesn't mess things up. But it's just very rarely does that happen and it like means anything. But they did a good. I was pretty impressed with how it played, looked, and felt. So, there aren't many other action games that have weapons with such a heavy, slow tempo.
他のアクションゲームにあまりなかったりするので、だからこそ
That's why we use the
後半の
greatsword as the
スタンダ
standard
ード
for
として
Monster
はまず
Hunter, making
体
sure
験
it's
をしっ
fun
か
to
り面
use.
白くしていくということで、そこから先他
Part
の
of the
武器っていうのは
concept for the
体験を
other
軸に
weapon
しなが
types
ら
is finding
じゃあどう
ways to
差別化できるか
differentiate
っていう
them
意味合
from
い
the
で
core
今
weapon that
分
is the
子コンセプ
greatsword.
トになってるところもありますので、
Okay, so they are considering it the core
体
weapon.
験
That's
の
interesting. We make a
重みで
game that's fun to play with a
面白く遊べる
weapon
ゲーム
as heavy as the
あれよ
greatsword.
り速い
That makes it
テンポ
easier to
感
create
の
weapons with a quicker
作りやすい
tempo.
んですけど
That's probably a good way to go about
速い
it.
テンポ感の武器
But if we focus on
が中心
fast
になっちゃう
weapons,
と
that makes it
遅い
hard to create slower
なかなか
ones.
作っていくの難しいくて、モンスター側がそこに合わせていっちゃうとどんどん
The game will keep speeding up if we match monsters to their tempo. I think that we end up with a game with a Monster Hunter-like feel and tempo to its action by making sure that both sides are properly tuned with the weapon that has the great sword speed, then figuring out the strengths of quicker weapons.
アクションのテンポ感になってるのかなとは思いますね。
That's very reasonable.
なんか
A lot of important elements to Monster Hunter can be found in the Greatsword. I would think the odd man out would be the bow guns, though. But it seems like they really fixed that in this game, like or just like the ranged weapons in general. It kind of seems like that's the only thing that is like usually left out a bit. I guess bow is like a not really ranged, but yeah, like the bow guns. But the bow guns felt very like strategic this time around. So. Or like it felt like there was a lot more you could do besides just like fall back and shoot or whatever, which is kind of the impression I got in World was you were just like falling back and shooting. So slow to fast is a good way to go about it. I feel yeah, this all makes sense. A lot of important elements to Monster Hunter can be found in the Greatsword. Wow, I didn't realize they were so focused on the Greatsword. Or centered around the Greatsword. It makes sense though. I think the design makes people feel that we care a lot about creating that feeling of weight. Yeah, that's a good feeling. The game's decoration system is similar to World's. Okay. Decorations have specific skill abilities that are activated by placing them into weapon or armor slots. Okay. But if it's a decoration with just one skill on it, you can create them through something like alchemy. All right, we're going to have melding again. You won't find yourself completely unable to get a specific skill in this game. Okay. But for maximum slot efficiency, you'll want to get decorations with multiple skills. So you'll only be able to meld the ones... Oh, that's the same as it was in World, right? You'll only be able to meld the single skill ones. Oh, wait. So it won't be like World where you just can't get an Iron Wall jewel. Okay, so they're going to make it to where you can just get all of them. In single skill form. Oh, that's good. Like this guy did. I got plenty, but I don't use the lance. I never ended up getting one. Yeah, it took a long time for me to get any Iron Wall jewels, or for me to get guard figured out in general. In that game. We've added a system to respond to voices like his. Oh, nice. That's good. That's really good. That's really good because I did feel like the deco system was pretty like weighted in favor of some things that were more immediately accessible and other things that were really good, but you had to like really either grind for them or wait for them, or you had to time out. You had to time the availability of them. So like when you would add them, like. It's like, oh, well, later in the game when you get to this rank, you're going to have these decos and you want to put those on, so. Some weapons really need specific skills to work, so to be able to meld single skill is huge. Oh, like bow? Okay, nice. Yeah, that's good. This is all good. All good news so far. The range of monsters you target narrows as you enter the end game.
1個あるかなと思うのは、もういます。はい。エンドコンテンツ
The range of monsters you target narrows as you enter the end game.
絞られていくじゃないですか。
Okay. Sounds like elders, maybe?
1個あるかなと思うのは
I think there is a case where usage of a certain weapon is likely to increase if it's better at dealing with those monsters. Yes. Prying and charge blade against Fatalis over here. I think weapon types will tend to be used less if they're great against one monster but have trouble with another. Yeah. But making it so that it's still easy to beat a monster with whatever weapon you're fixated on without giving it some effort will lessen the individuality of both that weapon and that monster. I don't want that to happen. We have made it so that it's possible to beat them with enough trial and error. So while there may be a trend toward weapons that offer it all, in terms of time efficiency, ease of use, and completion difficulty, I think that's just Monster Hunter. You're able to bring 2 weapon types, so even if you have somewhat specialized ones, it'd make me happy if players use 2 to complement each other. Huh. Well, that was kind of a bit of a truth nuke he dropped at the end there, huh? Damn. Okay. Well, I respect him for standing on business about it. Like I would have, as a new player, my complaint would have been like, yeah, I kind of wish I'd known, going into the end game that, this kind of weapon would be really good against the 5 bosses we're doing, so I don't have to go back and and uh, and make a new one. But he makes a compelling case that that's how Monster Hunter is, because otherwise every boss fight's gonna be like really generic. It's not gonna be as like unique as they've made them, as unique and technical. So I get that, but that's a really good point that the other guy made here is being able to bring in 2 weapon types kind of solves this issue. Like I can go with like the weapon that I like, my preferred weapon of choice, like I guess it's gonna be Charge Blade. I guess we're sticking with Charge Blade. I don't know. But then I can have another weapon. Yeah, I can stick to the weapon that I like to use, and then think a little bit more strategically about what would complement it, or what might what's something I could start practicing on the side for if I get to the end and I need to use a different weapon. Like Charge Blade knocks me out, or if Charge Blade just is like, I know they said you could beat it with every weapon, but you could beat Alatran with every weapon. You could beat Fatalis with every weapon, but it's kind of, I think it's more. What I'm saying is we will probably be running Lance with Charge Blade. I think we will be running Lance with Charge Blade or something like that. Lance or Dual Blades or something like that. So 2 great swords. I'll foreshadow everyone will bring heavy bowgun, long bowgun, or bow as a secondary. Yeah, maybe. Bow might complement. What would complement Charge Blade pretty well? Like if you're imagining like a nightmare end game situation, like how we had in World, where Elder Dragons are like devouring me, or these super boss dragons are devouring me. I would just do bow, right? I would switch to bow, much more nimble. That would be the yin and yang, wouldn't it? Charge Blade and bow, huh? But also think about it. They make something like Alatran, but this time you bring 2 elemental weapons to hit 2 different elemental checks. That's true. Oh yeah, that's a great point, Killer X. That's a really good point. Yeah, that would have been amazing. There would have been no issue with Alatran, or much less of an issue, I think, if you were able to just kind of have the option to counter the change. Wow. Yeah, this was a good question here, because it's got me thinking in terms of endgame, which is where my mind's been lately, but now like how Wilds is going to handle that. I'm kind of excited for that, actually. You could stun and cut tail at the same time now. Oh, that's true. That's true. Dang. Hammer be like, finally. So what would the 2 sets be? The dream teams would be what? Hammer and Dual Blades, and Charge Blade and bow. Is that the move? Those are the 2 sets. Damn. Fulfill your destiny and main bow. Yes, he needs to become who he truly is. Damn. I'm kind of hyped for the possibilities here. All right. That one was a bit better, especially as we got towards the end. This is probably the best one I think I've seen through IGN first. It's gotten into the meat of things. I guess they can't really get too much into the details with the monsters, but it's good they were able to get into details about the weapons a bit. A lot of thought gone into it. And every time I hear them talk about stuff like the weapons, you can tell there's a lot of thought and consideration that's gone into this, and they really know their own games. So I really just appreciate hearing them talk about stuff like that. So that one in particular got me excited. So this is from the Taipei Game Show. This is the last video we're going to watch. Just one more reminder, would encourage you to head over to twitch.tv/Gaijin Hideout, especially if you're still watching at this point, and just drop me a follow on there. It's free, and you'll get notified when I go live, so you can watch me play Monster Hunter or be in the chat for the next series of videos we react to. So But anyway, so this is new gameplay footage, and I believe it is featuring a Gypceros. You can turn up the video audio for this a bit. So I think so Gypceros was the one that was announced last week. It was shown off last week, and it is from older generations of Monster Hunter, right? I guess obviously it is, but let me see which gen. It's from the first generation. It's from all the way back in the first generation. So. Can you guys hear okay? It's honestly just a lot of people talking in
那现在呢，我们要进入去找到毒怪鸟的这一个任务。直接好。
They're speaking in
要前往了吗
Taiwanese Mandarin.
差点来不及，还好赶上了。
差点就被他跑了。
Oh, we're getting right into it.
刚刚那一种。
Well, there he is. Beautiful, beautiful bastard. You know what I'm gonna do? I might move myself down. You guys won't mind if I put myself in the corner here along with you guys, right? I think that's probably fine. Here, let's do this real quick, just so we're not in the way too much. Video capture. Let's hang out down here, guys. Let's hang out over here. Might be a little better. So.
ながら出てくるモンスターもいるんですが、今のアルマの会話のようにヒントだけ与えられて、ハンター側が探していって見つけていくモンスターっていうのを何種類か。
Oh, look at that! Look at how like
ゲルスはその中の一つになります。
Oh, look how shiny and like
需要自己主动去搜寻的。那其实我们的这个毒冠鸟呢，就是其中的
and
一种。
vivid. Look how vivid the poison looks. Like the color of the poison. And it looks like mucus.
跳过了那个部分。
Oh my gosh, that looks a little too realistic. The video quality is very much giving Twitch. I'm actually going to cover. You guys don't mind if should I cover? Is this going to be bad if I cover here? What do you think? Is this okay up here? This is. Rubber chicken is kind of gross. I'm gonna give hints against monsters. Rip pop-up camp. Oh, I didn't even see he blew up this pop-up camp. That poison is a little I'm a little sick. Whoa, and he runs and he like spits that out. He does look like a rubber chicken.
柔软的身体，它这次呢更加的充满了弹性，所以呢我们增加了一些比较更不好打的一些它的招数。但它跑掉了。
So he's basically made of rubber, they said. Oh, okay. So he is quite literally a rubber chicken. Oh, there's two of them. I thought I saw a poison splash like showing up behind them. Looked a little strange. The placement looked a little strange. It seemed like there was a second one. Oh, this is freaky. Look at how their eyes glow.
好的，这边再跟大家讲一下就是如果我们是在 OBT2 的话，最多你有机会，虽然机会不多，但是你有可能有机会一次就遇到4只我们的毒怪鸟。但是如果4只毒怪鸟，
He likes ore, so he'll go to mining outcrops. Oh, so he's going to be guarding. He's going to be guarding the mining outcrops I need to find the one missing rock. Oh, that was a satisfying hit. Oh. Did he block it? Whoa! So he has poison and a flashbang? Wow. Okay.
スピードで出してくるタイプの閃光っていうのも、するようになってます。
好，我们可以看这个闪光呢，跟以前的版本不太一样。以前的版本的闪光是比较长的，那我们现在呢有短又快
In
速
beta
的闪
2,
光。
you
这
can
是我
have
们
max
新的
4
一个
Gypceros at the same
加上这个
Gypceros at the same time.
小地
Oh
方
yeah, this is the new. Are we gonna get Chemitress in beta 2? I don't think so, right?
这样子会一直就是
Is Gypceros just the only new one we're getting?
いろんな行動が追加されてます。
That tail's really stretchy this time around.
ゲ
Yeah.
ット薬キャンプ、のアイテムボックスの中には入ってるんですけども、
This is a very dim
手持ちでは
area
基
where
本
we're
的には最
fighting
初は持
him.
ってないので、補充していただ
Just
くか
Gypceros is the
今
only
み
new
た
one?
いに
Okay.
支給品
I guess we're gonna go right for
セクレトのポーチから
Gypceros.
取ることができますので、これも活用してみてください。
好，还有这边大家可以稍微多利
Right,
用
the
一下
new
补给，
monster.
是不是？
没错，补给的东西，他只要是基本上就是可以
I
利
thought
用
he was
那个
limping, but I think he just waddles
我
like
们
that.
他到了那个补给的时候，我们可以再回去帐篷，然后再回来。因为如果你对水不够的话，
Sadly, no fire chicken.
すんごい移動します。
哦，它的移动的速度。
これは
The tail does look very
加
cuttable.
快
Yeah.
他怎么了？不是，那你
毒キノコ食
有没
べてます。
有看到？它现在在吃独菇。
Is he eating?
キノコ、
Oh, he's eating. Look at
ゲ
that.
ルって雑食でいろんなものを食べるんですけども、中でも
There we
今
go.
キノコを
There's
食べて、
our focus strike
毒の
move.
成分ちょっと補充しているような、生態ですね。
独怪鸟它基本上呢，它是一个杂食性的动物。那独怪鸟它刚刚吃了毒菇，就是为了补充
What a
毒素
dick.
可以更加的强大。
What an
不要再
asshole.
读了，麻烦。
I love the animation for the flashbang. You just get dropped. That's really
应该
funny.
感觉要差不多了。
He's eating a poison shroom.
大
Oh,
変で
okay.
めちゃくちゃ気持ちいいですね。有没有
The
人喜
fire
欢用
chicken
大
could be
件
the question
大
mark
件派
content. Oh, that's a good point, Ogami. Yeah, they
有
did
一
leave
点点
some
我们到
question
了
mark
宽广一点地
content.
方，可是好
Or
像不
like
来呢。
they did imply there's some
有一个
hidden content or whatever.
ゲルスちょっと鉱石が好きなのもあって、
Can't wait to see that happen to Jeff Wall. Oh, that's gonna
中でも
happen.
鉱石
Don't
があるような
worry.
エリアにいるんですけど、
That's gonna happen a lot.
こういう狭いところとかにも入ってきますので、より
That flashbang seems much faster than it used to
場所
be.
になって、
Yeah, it seems a lot less
誘導弾とかに
painful to
連れて行く
suffer
ことが
through.
できますので、
Before it was
这个
like
独怪
5
鸟呢，我们刚
seconds,
刚讲是因为
right?
它喜欢矿石哦，所以它很喜欢跑到这个沙地，而且它最喜欢钻到一些比较空间狭窄的地方，所以你非常非常的难打它。但是我们
Is
可以
it
透
like
过一些
button press
引
based?
诱的
Oh,
方
and then he
式
goes
把
and
它打到
poisons you? Oh my
更长一些的
gosh.
地方我们就比较好打。
Oh, that was
过来
that was
你不要以为你的
brutal.
毒液很难
My
躲
brain
或者
didn't even
或者地方就
process
可以
the
躲
level
哎
of
还是有点
combos that
难
were womboed just now. That was kind of insane.
毒液にこの小型の虫のモンスター
Is this video from IGN or who? This video is from
特性もありますので、素材
So Monster Hunter, the Monster Hunter channel. They live streamed
要特别小
this
心它那个毒液，
stream
但是
with
我们毒液有一些应对的方法，是不是？
2 English commentators talking over it, so it's on their channel. But this is the source material for the for that, which is
好了，他现在只要躺倒的话，这时候应该很有机会吧？
Taipei Game Show. I think this is their official channel. I'm not sure. I
I
saw Just Dan in the actual presentation.
这样ですか？
Like I think it's behind this lady. Oh, you can't see the lady,
打破打爆
but
セクレトに危ない危ない危ない危ない
哦，有一点危险。
先跑。
he likes ore, which typically will be in tight places like this, so will be kind of hard to dodge poison. Oh, okay, Wombo combo. Lunatic. That makes sense.
武器を変えることができます
So we're just gonna be getting ambushed by these guys. This guy's gonna be a pain in the ass. I can already tell.
但是最近刚好换了这一个，
好，现在见
Satisfying TCS hit? I missed it. Hold on.
右で
我们往右边走，搭上。
跑先走，
危ない危ない危ない危ない
哦，有一点危险。
先
Let
跑
me，back it up.
先走为上策，
我们来看一下，
补足体力之后再回来。
乗って、
搭上
え
鹰鹿龙。
先
方向右
I wonder if there's
で
more shortcuts for
武器を変えることができます
我们按右键就可以放武器。
what's
对
TCS?
因为刚刚
True
呢
charged
我的拿的
slash?
是大件，但是最近刚好换了这一个。
Oh, for the great sword.
好，现在见
Oh, I
天
I
天
did see that
渐
actually.
渐的亮了起来，我们迎来了白天。
Dude, the guns are so satisfying now. They
用
sound so
打起来真的
satisfying.
很舒服。最近我不小心也入了重度
Great sword
邪
heavy
教
bow gun seems like a, or is that light bow
外乡人
gun?
打法
お約束ではあるんですけども
Um,
効果がないですね
我们
啊
可以看到它其
しびれはなん
实有一些
か効かないん
I
です
get
け
them
ど
mixed up
有些
still.
武器它是没有用，它是没有任何的效果。
効果が
Sounds
ない
heavy.
表示が
Light bow gun, I think. Okay, never mind. I guess it just sounds like a gun. I love that you can pick up the traps, dude. That's so good. That's so much better. You messed up the shock trap, yeah. But thank God you can pick them up now.
猎人呢，就是那个勤俭持家的那个好猎人。虽然呢，麻痹陷阱对他没效，那我都是要那瓦。
Oh, and you can see he's immune to. Oh, they were demonstrating that. He's immune to shock trap because he's rubber. Oh my God, that's so weird.
对，所以你想要捕获它的话，不可以用那个就是麻痹陷阱，你要用落穴。
麻痹的话对它没有用，所以大家记得谨慎使用你的武器。
就看哦啊。
Whoa! Wait, what happened? Dude, so the tail stretches like rubber style or whatever? Dude, look at that. It doubled in length. Whoa. Boring? Meow. Look at that. That's ridiculous. Ugh. Confirmed a grower. Yeah, he's a grower, not a shower. Oh, and he flies? Oh, God, no. Oh, no. Oh, man.
而且呢，你的那个欧多莫还会跟你讲说，要赶快恢复一下，因为你的那个血量的话可能会不会比较低，但是目前看起来好像还有好。
Oh, did he miss?
虽然没有打中，刚刚可以利用一些它的地形环境呢，可以。
They fly now.
很可惜没中。
The rubber chicken flies now? They fly now? They fly now.
这时候就可以这样。
He's going for revenge. That's funny. So I guess if you're a greatsword user, you probably use traps a lot, huh? Oh, nice. Yeah, he felt that.
好，我们在这边也加了一些可以获得素材的架构。
That is so crazy, the tail whip. The extendable tail whip, that's nuts. Oh, nice, he got on him.
大きな攻撃だったり武器の攻撃っていうのも出せるようになってますので、ちょっと選択の幅が広がってます。
我们这次呢选择的范围变大了。我们现在如果在他身上，我们可以使用的武器、使用的招数呢，选择就比较多。
对，而且是直接拿大剑铲上去，
是比较能够施展开来。
Nice. That's right. When you mount them now, the goal is to really open up a wound, so you can just do the focus strike yourself, right?
感觉他快不行了，我们再加一排。
I guess if the hunter has a hook shot, it's only fair to give the monster one too. I guess so. Wow, he flies fast too.
まあ移動する際にはよしょ。
よしよし。
あ、さっき壊されたんだキャンプ。
あれ？ 破掉了吗？刚刚那个。
キャンプを使ってファストトラベルとかもできるんですけども、今キャンプ壊されちゃってましたね。ただキャンプ壊されてても時間を自分で立て直さなくても時間が経ったら勝手に復活する仕組みとかも入ってますので。
现在就是我们不用自己再去重建，花一点时间等等它，它也会自动重建，没有关系。
Odog has some competition. Yeah, he's kind of got that like stubborn, annoying bastard energy that Odog has. Oh God. You know what this reminds me of? Not in design at all, but do you guys? I don't know if you guys have ever seen Pacific Rim, the movie, but there was a monster in there that like you think at first that they're just like side monsters to like progress the story and show their show if they've improved or whatever. The main characters have improved. There was like a monster that attacks. There's two monsters that attack, and they both ended up being insanely more like goated and like had way more moves and way more phases than you would have like ever thought from just how they like had set it up. And that's like what this guy reminds me of. Is it's like there's literally one where you didn't even know it flew until like the end. You were like, it flies? You know, like that's how I'm feeling with the Gypceros. Like I was like, oh, this is the monster. This is the Puke that spits the poison. And it's like, oh, it's also got a stretchy tail. That's rough. Wow, it's chasing you down all these like narrow paths, and it seems like a bit of a bastard. Okay. Oh, and it flies. Okay. It flies now? If they fly now. You know, so I loved Pacific Rim. Yeah, me too, man. Pacific Rim was so great. I should rewatch Pacific Rim. It's been years. Honestly, it's still great. You know, it's still great. I never watched the sequels or anything like that. It kind of looked like slop, but first one was iconic. You know, break his head so he can't flash. We will be doing that. Oh yeah, and the flashbang. The flashbang is just diabolical. What sequel? There was no sequel. There were sequels. The fact you didn't hear about them probably kind of does it all. I don't know if it was a sequel or a spinoff or something. Jeff missed what whole thing? What did I miss? Not gonna lie, all Pacific Rims are mid. Yeah, but the first one was really cool. I don't know. I liked it. The plot's like whatever, but what is happening? Wait, what is happening right now? I guess I did zone out. I didn't realize my bad. Okay, I didn't realize they killed him. I didn't realize they brought in new people too. What the fuck? Hold on. So he SOS'd in people to like take him out. I'm trying not to focus too much on it. I don't want to like memorize this perfectly. I kind of want to experience it when I'm fighting myself, but I guess I'm spoiling it for myself a little bit already. Those are the NPCs? Oh, okay. He does look rubbery in the sunlight. I can see it a little bit better now. Looks like he got made out of somebody's Air Jordans. The bottom of somebody's Air Jordans. He just kind of died. I didn't like. I don't know if I was paying close enough attention or if it's more subtle. I didn't like really see. I didn't really notice exactly. I didn't see a lot of changes in his behavior to indicate the different phases or how close he was. I'm gonna have to pay closer attention to that. Wait, what? Was he playing dead? Wait. Is he playing dead? That's crazy. Should skip that part? Oh, for the stream? Don't worry, I'll forget. Don't worry, the classic Jeff amnesia will happen. That's kind of funny. Yeah, they really put every ounce of bastard energy they could muster into this guy, it looks like. Possum strat, it's what makes him memorable. That's kind of funny. All right, well that's that. Well, that's really interesting. Oh, is there more here? Or is just they're just talking about it? Let's see. Let's jump in. A little hammer gameplay after this. We can check out the hammer gameplay. We're big hammer heads. We're big hammer respecters here. Sujimoto to the hammer. Hey! Bonk. I'm not gonna lie, I can already tell this guy's gonna piss me off, dude. Oh god, that's gonna be so frustrating. Oh, and then he hits you with that? Oh no, this is gonna be bad. This is gonna be bad. There's gonna be some rage bait in this new demo for me, I guess. Oh god. We love Jeff Crash Outs. Yeah. Welcome back to Gaijin Crash Out. I'm your host, Jeff. What other flashing monsters did we have in World? Was it just Titsuyaku? I think it was just that one, right? Oh, they said he's made of rubber, so he's resistant to blunt damage? Oh my god. Oh, this is gonna hurt. Oh, there it is. There it is. Ow. The sweatiest and saltiest hunter. Yeah, that's me. I don't know if I'm the sweatiest. Saltiest, I'll take saltiest. Now there's more than Titsi in World? Who am I forgetting? Oh, just in older gens? Oh, okay. Not in World, okay. Well, it seems like there's a lot of thought that went into like his resistances and stuff like that compared to maybe other monsters, or maybe all the monsters are like that and I just haven't picked up on it in World. But kind of seemed like in World you could just kind of bonk a lot of stuff. Ooh, nice. 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 This chicken looks like a chicken Jeff would eat. We have to cook it really good. Loosen up the rubber. Or do you peel the rubber off somehow? Get to the meat underneath? That tail is wild, dude. This guy just looks like a bad time all around, man. Oh, God. He's getting out of there. Is that the end of it? I think that's the end of it, right? Should be banter after this? Okay. Yeah, he's just kind of hanging out in the town. Yeah, just chilling, vibing, turning to base. He's just going around this. Oh, look at this. This is a baby sacred? Oh, look at that. Oh, nuggets? Dude. Dude, look, it's a chicken nugget. Aww. That's cute. What a cute little guy. Look at that. Oh, look at him. You can knock them over by running into them. Why would you do that? Looks like a turkey. Yeah. Kind of. Kind of looks like a bald chocobo. Like a bald, tiny chocobo. He's a little more raptor-like.
希望呢能够让大家多带一点点
Looks like a missing link.
世界的味道进
Can
来。
I
比如说
kick
我们
it?
可以看到
Come
录音
on,
龙的
don't
宝宝
kick
也好，
it.
或者是录音龙，它还在这个
Come
孵
on,
蛋的
don't
这个过
kick
程
it.
哦。
Don't
那
kick
从
it.
这个从
Oh,
蛋
look
孵
at
出来
him.
之后呢，慢慢长大，跟人之间培
Oh,
养起感
there's
情，有这个
another
信赖关
one.
系，有这
Look
个
at
默
that.
契。
It looks
这
like a
个
white
过
fat
程就是特
chocobo,
别
but
我们想
small.
要
Yeah,
跟大家分享的过程哦。
it does.
我们可以看到，你刚刚有没有看到他的嘴巴？刚刚有偷偷看，你看，看他的嘴巴，你看他的嘴巴，看他嘴巴，有没有看到他牙齿？
生えてたりだとか。
哦，我们可以看到，其实我们录音龙宝宝嘴巴小小的，嘴巴展开就会看到牙齿哦。
セクレットって生体になると
Look at that. Look at
走る
that
時
guy.
に前足も使って走ると思うんです
They
けども
wanted to depict a more realistic life cycle of a sacred. Well, that's good. I'm glad that they're doing that. That's pretty solid. Pretty solid design there. Pretty solid cuteness factor going on there, I would say, for
需
sure.
要用前脚的协助，所以你看录音龙宝宝，他在站起来的时候呢，他也有一点
All
用
right.
前脚在辅
I
助，所以我
think
们这
that
次设
might
计
have
的
been
它
it,
的
though,
相
right? Let's see.
当的细心的。
Oh, they're just look at them. Look how they run around and stuff. That's adorable.
好，我们今天因为是 OBT 版嘛，所以其实我们可以看到它的这个毛流等等稍微粗糙一点点，但是我们正式版呢，大家可以好好的期待，是非常非常细腻的一个呈现。
でも一つ聞きたいことがあるんですけど，我有一个问
He's
题想问一下，因为
smiling.
其实像我们
Aw,
在
he's
就是
smiling.
其实都玩了很多代，都已经玩了20年。那这一次为什么他特别做了一个，就是他的小时候的 baby 出来呢？なんで今回は特別に baby を
That's cute. Look at that. Look at that.
いつもモンスターハンターのそのワールドの中で
Look
は
at that.
挑戦してなんでより
稍微希望能只是我们这在这个
讲究一些，我们这个是不是也可以帮我们
Oh, there we go. We got a little promo material.
なんか初公開となる
Oh, is this on the
紹介
website?
の方をお願いできますか？
はいまあこれは
Oh,
ベビーセクレット
that's
の
dope.
这一張
じゃあ
All right, I guess that's it. I think that's
为
it.
绿色的颜色。
I think we're done. More or less. Yeah, it's just a lot of talking in a language I don't understand. Okay. That was cool. That was definitely cool. I'm not going to lie. That Gypceros looks like a real pain in the ass to fight, but it'll definitely make for some funny moments. Really like a lot of like creative thought, I think, goes into these monsters. That's why I'm seeing the more I play of these games and stuff. So I'm really impressed with the design that goes in the that goes into the monsters. And it's like, oh, it's made of rubber, so that means it's resistant to the hammer, and also its tail stretches. You know, they really keep you on your toes. So yeah, I liked what I saw. I don't think it's going to be the most memorable monster or whatever, but it's definitely going to be like in terms of, or the most enjoyable to fight, but it will certainly be memorable, I guess. It'll be memorable for how it tricks you. So if we can raise our own sacred, they will win Game of the Year. Yeah, I hope so. But yeah, all right. Well, that is the end of our Monster Hunter Monday. That's the recap of all of the news that we had for Monster Hunter Wilds for this past week. So let me know if you liked this format in the comments down below. If you want to see more like this, it's honestly probably easier for me than just reacting to every little video as it comes out. But you know, we'll probably play it by ear. If you want to see more of this, then like this video and subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's free. Also, I am a streamer. That's my main thing. So head over to twitch.tv/Gaijin Hideout and drop me a follow there. That's also free. And you'll be notified when I go live. You can be in chat like all these people on this in the video are right now. And you can also see me play through Monster Hunter games and other action RPGs, Japanese games that Westerners like in general, etc., etc., etc. So actually, and tonight, this will be coming out on Monday. So tonight, we will be doing our inaugural, my very first time playing Monster Hunter Rise. So we're finishing. We've just finished up Monster Hunter World, and I'm going to try out Monster Hunter Rise for the first time tonight at 8 p.m. EST. So definitely go to twitch.tv/Gaijin Hideout to check that out. But yeah, anyways, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.